Hi guys, Stefanie here from All Things Social. Welcome back to the A to Z of social media. Today's letter is T. T stands for Twitter. Twitter is actually one of my favourite social media platforms, and I don't talk about it very often and I don't teach it very often to small business owners because even though it is one of my favourite platforms for interacting with people and finding new people in your niche and just chatting, having conversations and staying on top of breaking news and what's going on live events and that kind of thing, it's hard work. Twitter can be hard work. You need to put a lot of content out there and a lot of time into Twitter in order to get more out of it. But there are ways and means to get around that. And if you think Twitter is right for your business, if you watched my video D, deciding on your platforms, and Twitter is going to work for you, then follow these 5 simple tips to improve your Twitter profile. Tip number 1 is to optimize your profile. You need to make sure that you've got a nice clear profile picture, ideally a photo of you or the logo of your business if you're more of a business profile. Make sure your cover photo is clear and gives a little bit more information, or at least a really clear image of who you are as a brand, and make sure your bio is clear and succinct. We need it to be very, very clear who you are and what you do the minute somebody clicks over to your profile so that they don't click away. The biggest thing on Twitter is holding somebody's attention span, so we need to make sure that we do that by being short, sharp and clear. Tip number 2 is to post often and to post at the right time. When we're talking about the right time to post, it really depends on the audience and who you're talking to and when they are online. As a general rule, I think it was Sprout Social that did a study that showed early afternoon and early evening were the best times to be on Twitter. Don't forget as well, you can schedule your tweets. There are a lot of tips in my previous video, S for scheduling. You can schedule your tweets so that you can put out a lot of information, even repeat yourself to a certain degree to make sure that your stuff is seen. Now, when it comes to how often you need to post, all I'm really going to say is a lot more than on other platforms. You can actually post as much as you want on Twitter because people tend to dip in and out. The more you post, the more likely they are to see something that you've tweeted. Tip number 3 is to post more visual content. On Twitter, you get 280 characters. They've been very generous and doubled it in the past few years. However, you still don't get to take up that much space on somebody's screen. So if you are posting a photo or a video, then naturally you will get people's attention because you are literally just taking up more space in their feed. And if it's eye-catching enough, then they are more likely to stop scrolling, as many people do on Twitter, and pay more attention to what you're talking about. Tip number 4 is to find your community. Talk to your peers. If you are a hairdresser, talk to other hairdressers. If you work in the wedding industry, talk to other wedding companies. You don't just have to be talking to your customers and clients, you just have to be noticed. Be authentic, be yourself. Get involved in conversations that don't involve selling to people. Make your bio do the selling. So let's start a conversation, let's talk to people, and then when they want to know more about you, they can click on over and your bio says, go to my website to find out more. We don't need to be selling and broadcasting things on Twitter. We just need to be joining conversations, joining Twitter chats, following hashtags and speaking to people. Tip number 5 is to encourage interaction. And by interaction, I do of course mean engagement. That means we need to be using hashtags, probably 1 or 2, use relevant ones. Hashtag lunch or hashtag dinner is not going to get you very far. Stay relevant to your niche. Use hashtags that link to Twitter chats and conversations that other people are having throughout the day. You can also give shout outs to other companies and people in your industry. You can share other people's posts and articles and videos and tag them. Just be interactive yourself, retweet your customers, ask people to retweet you. Just be social on Twitter. That's the best way to grow and the best way to grow interaction. So that is it with my 5 tips for your Twitter profile. I do hope they help you to explore that platform a little bit more. If you want to head on over and follow me, I am at ATSocialSteph, the same as my Instagram. And yeah, I'd love to see you over there. If you have any questions, let me know below. I'd be very happy to answer. And don't forget, you can always join the conversation over in my Facebook group, All Things Social. I guess I will see you next week with you. Bye.